is going to be about two writers, John Gregory Dunne and Joan Didion. I was not a fan of the writers Joan Didion and John Gregory Dunne. They are lumped together because they were married and they worked together as screenwriters. Didion became famous for her non-fiction collections, Slouching Towards Bethlehem and The White Album, snappy titles she cribbed from Yeats and the Beatles. I read her work and found it very tepid and morose, not the signature zeitgeist journalism it was touted to be. Her husband, Dunne, seemed to write salacious celebrity scuttlebutt for rich people in glossy magazines. He was their pipeline into juicy, sinful lives, the murderous Menendez brothers, Klaus von Bülow, O.J. Simpson. They couldn't get enough of that shit, and that's what it was to me. But then, I thought In Cold Blood was shit. The Executioner's Song, more shit. Of course, I was wrong. They got all the attention, plaudits, and awards. People loved that shit. Not me. Not long ago, I tried to read something by Didion, and I could not do it. Too tepid, too morose. Dunne is now dead. I thought he was a less poofy version of Truman Capote. What he did best was dish. I avoided anything he did. But I heard about a book he wrote called Monster, which covered work he and his wife did as a writing team in Hollywood. And I read that book. Years ago, I read funny books on that subject by William Goldman, Adventures in the Screen Trade, and Which Lie Did I Tell? He wrote, Goldman, if you write movies, you never know who the enemy is. Someone is going to fuck you, that's a given. And he wrote, nobody knows anything, his Hollywood mantra. I think it has a wider application. And he wrote, I don't think most people realize, and there's no reason that they should, the amount of demeaning garbage you have to take if you want a career in the arts. About that, Dunne wrote, beating up on screenwriters is a Hollywood blood sport. Everyone in the business thinks he or she can write if only time could be found. That writers find the time is evidence of their inferior position on the food chain. In the industry, they are regarded as chronic malcontents, overpaid and undertalented. Dunne's book is mostly about creating a movie up close and personal. It starts out as one thing and becomes something else several times. That takes over 7 years and 27 drafts of the script, plus countless revisions during the shoot. Sometimes they are able to work with other people, but mainly they are treated horribly, dismissively. It's tough to say whether their work is more like slavery or prostitution. He details the ups and downs of those 7 years, the meetings, the notes, the constant flights between New York and Los Angeles. It's as boring as being on the set of a movie, and the only reason someone would endure such humiliation is money, lots of it. Monster is a book about money. It isn't a book about brains, talent, guts, morals, collaboration, sex. It's about money, writing for money, squabbling over money. Money is the monster. Characters, Steve Rubin, John Avnet, Don Simpson, they are there, but they come and go. The movies are made or not made, and it's all incidental to the money. There is money in a contract, and God bless the Writers Guild, and money in health insurance, which they need for his heart condition and surgeries. Oddly enough, and I can't account for it, I began to sort of maybe not enjoy, but accept this man as I read on. He admits that most producers regard us, he and his wife, as specialists with precious and neurasthenic. That would be emotional disturbance, anxiety, nervous wrecks. And after the movie is made and shown, he posts all the reviews, mostly bad, even the ones that disparage or make fun of the screenplay. As his friends falter and die, he writes that the implacable and cruel monster is death, not money. But another monster is the picture that does not open, a box office flop. That costs many people their jobs. That separates them from money. Robert Redford comes off exceedingly well in this book. Though he is very cool about it, he is, in fact, a star. He makes things happen. A producer tells Dunne repeatedly that the movie they are making is about two stars, Redford and Michelle Pfeiffer. Not love, or the news is entertainment, or a power struggle. Nope, two stars. And he's right. And it is crucial to know what something is about if you're working on it. And this book, Monster, nasty, petty, squirming, contentious, offending, has writing as a background, along with Hollywood, but it is about money, and the things, some of them anyway, that people will do for money. It reminded me of a book by Terry Southern, maybe it was The Magic Christian, where a very wealthy man, maybe his name was Guy Grand, tosses money into steaming vats of shit so he can watch people go in and get it. Southern was writing a satire. Dunne did it for a living. The old saying is that nobody but a blockhead ever wrote but for money. I still wonder about that.